today is all about pitching. Noah Syndergaard is an imposing figure on the mound who can bring the heat and light up the radar gun. Chris Stratton shut down the D-backs on Monday and had one of the best starts of his career. These two right-handers square off in the rubber match of the series, Giants-Mets, and it's coming up next. Very nice Sunday afternoon here at AT&T Park as we get ready to wrap up this homestand and this three-game series. It's the Giants and the Mets. Welcome to NBC Sports Bay Area, and it's powered by Xfinity. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, the Giants took 2 out of 3 from the Rangers, then 2 out of 3 from the D-backs. A win today, and they could do that to the Mets. So what do they do? They'll hand the ball to Chris Stratton, who's pitched well, but they're facing the big guy, Noah Syndergaard.
Well, we've been talking about it's been all about pitching, like for the whole homestand, and the pitching's been lights out. Chris Stratton has been exceptional. He has found his groove. He has a true command of 4 pitches. He is going to give this Giants team a chance to win. Their opponent today, Noah Syndergaard, has one of the best fastballs with the best fastball command in all of baseball. That'll be a matchup. We will pay close attention to the 7th spot in the Giants lineup, and that is Chris Shaw, the rookie, who's still looking for his first big league hit.
That's right, Chris Shaw. He'll get some fastballs to swing at this afternoon. Fans filing in. They're getting their Buster Posey socks. We need to get a pair of those socks. We'll do that. But first, lineups, first pitch coming up.
NBC Sports Bay Area is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. By Jack in the Box. Try something different, like Jack's Teriyaki Bowls. Only at Jack in the Box for a limited time. And by SoFi, a modern finance company.
Back here at AT&T Park as we get ready for baseball, is standing in it is Rosario, and the first pitch of the game is a ball. So we get started right on time. Rosario hitting .249, and he bounces this one to Joe Panik, and that's how this game gets started. Let's take a look at our starting lineup for the Mets, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. You just saw Rosario, then it'll be McNeil, Bruce, and Frazier, followed by Conforto, Nimmo, Jackson, Nido, and then the pitcher Noah Syndergaard.
Chris Stratton on the hill today for the Giants. Take a look at what he has done. Stratton's number says he's 9-7 with a 4.99 ERA. It really doesn't tell you quite the whole story. The last 2 outings out, he's gone 14 1/3 innings. He's given up 2 runs, 11 hits, struck out 10, hadn't walked anybody. 4-pitch guy. But he really found his rhythm again, and he has been the pitcher that we saw early in the year when he was dominant. Stratton lifetime against the Mets. He's only faced him 1 time and no decision. They pitch well.
Lifted out to the shortstop position behind the bag is Hansen, and he makes the catch.
Let's take a look at the Giants defensively, starting in their outfield from left to right. It's going to be Shaw, Blanco, and Slater. Pretty good arms across the board. Hansen, Longoria on the left side. Panik and Belt on the right side. Nick Hundley, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
And with 2 outs, here's Jay Bruce. And Bruce offers at the first pitch, and it's a swing and a miss. 218 for Bruce. 4 home runs, 19 driven in. And he's 1 for 7 in the series. 0-2.
Good changeup. Take a look at how they play Jay Bruce. That's our StatCast AI, powered by AWS.
Hansen now the lone defender. And a very high fastball to make it 1-2. Each team has won a game in this series. Roll to Belt. Belt to Stratton. 10-pitch inning. Giants are coming up, and it'll be Blanco to lead things off. Presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The boardwalk is open. Visit beachboardwalk.com for park hours. 68 degrees. You see the winds and humidity, and it's going to be a sunny but a little hazy Sunday afternoon. Let's take a look at Bruce Bochy's lineup, and it's brought to you by Southwest Airlines. It'll be Gregor Blanco. He gets to lead things off, followed by Panik and then Longoria. See his numbers against the Mets. Belt, Slater, and Hundley. Shaw with 12 members of his family here. He'll hit in the 7th spot. Then it's Hansen and Stratton.
On the hill today for these New York Mets will be the right-handed veteran Noah Syndergaard. Big fella, 6'6", 240 pounds. And he's in his 4th year at the big league level. And when you take your at-bats against him, you're going to see pretty healthy fastball. It averages between 95 and 99 miles an hour.
Blanco says, you know what? I'm not waiting around. And Frazier makes the catch on the pop-up. 1 pitch, 1 out.
You're going to see a lot of guys get after Syndergaard early. And
would.
why? Because he's got 4 great pitches. 4 pitches he could strike you out with.
I would.
That time against the Giants, he is 2-2 with a 3.51 ERA.
That's going to be a good seat all afternoon. Our kids were pretty good with caps. Yours were too.
Yeah, they hung in there. A lot of kids, man, no chance.
No.
Goes on, it's coming
Do
off.
not mess up my hair. 1-0 to Joe Panik. Panik, 4 for 12 in his career against Syndergaard.
Just an easy 98 from Syndergaard. We mentioned how tall he is. He gets a lot of height, a lot of slant with the release of his fastball.
1-2.
That's a 91-mile-an-hour changeup.
That's why we were saying get after that fastball.
And the other thing too, look, you're talking about one of the best fastballs in all the game with an uncanny ability to command it, and you don't see that often. And he's that guy.
High and wide, and it's 2-2. Panik went 1 for 4 on Friday. And then he took an 0 for 3 yesterday. Big chopper on the ground, and from the outfield grass, it's McNeil.
Let's take a look at the Mets defensively behind Syndergaard today, starting in their outfield from left to right. It's going to be Conforto, Jackson, and Nimmo. Pretty good arms across the board. Rosario and Frazier on the left side. McNeil and Bruce on the right side. And Tomas Nido, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
Here's Longoria at 244. 15 home runs, 46 runs batted in. And he takes a strike. Longoria in this series is 2 for 7. Swing, you're going to miss. 0-2.
Good hard breaking ball. Kerwin Danley, the plate umpire today. I mean, he's got a tight and narrow zone. He doesn't give a lot of width. If he does give some width, it's usually on the first base side, away to righties, inside to lefties. But it's a pretty consistent zone.
In tight to make it 1-2.
Average velocity, fastball first, slider first, changeup first, curveball second. That's high velocity quality.
Syndergaard gets his first strikeout. Giants go down in order. After 1, it's 0-0. cool the pain. Chris Stratton against the D-backs on Monday. 8 innings pitched, 5 hits, no runs, no walks, 6 strikeouts. He threw 117 pitches. It was a career high for innings and pitches. And in his last 2 starts, his ERA is 1.26.
Throwing it with confidence.
And Frazier rolls this one foul.
Nathan Stallhood, our ball dude on the third base side today. Don Stallhood, he's on the right side. They're ready.
Just inside to Frazier. Hitting at .227 with 16 home runs, 53 runs batted in. And he swings and misses. It's 1-2. Frazier went 0 for 4 on Friday and 0 for 3 in the game yesterday. Blocked by Hundley. It's 2-2. Frazier did pick up an RBI yesterday with a sacrifice fly. Two and two with Michael Conforto on deck. And a bullet to left. And it'll be Slate. Make that Shaw, who has to pick it up on the track. And it's a leadoff double for Frazier. And let's check in with Amy G.
All right, gentlemen, yesterday was Pediatric Cancer Awareness Day, a cause close to the Posey family. They're continuing their efforts to raise money. Get this, Buster Posey giving away his very own Toyota Tacoma truck located right here in the Toyota fan zone. The campaign, it's called Catch the Cure Toyota Sweepstakes, and one lucky fan will win Buster's truck that you see right here on display. It's so cool. I love this. They will win giant tickets as well and a meet and greet with Buster. Now, the contest ends on September, I'll get it out, September 15th. Go to busterstacoma.com to enter, or you can donate. Donors at higher levels, they're going to get some very cool swag. And remember, all the money raised goes to the Buster and Kristen Posey Fund. Gentlemen?
All right. All good stuff until Conforto made contact. And it's 2-0. He's got power. That's number 20.
Well, and it was not a cheap one. Let's take a look at the pitch catch brought to you by SoFi, a modern finance company. Right in his wheelhouse, and he takes on center field. And I mean, it wasn't a first row shot either.
So, just like that, solid contact and 2 straight at bats. It's 2-0, and here's Nimmo. And he bounces this one to Longoria. And with 1 out, here's Austin Jackson. Jackson at .275, a couple of home runs, 26 runs batted in. Takes a strike.
You get more carry in this ballpark in the daytime. Carry always seems to be to center field, no exception today.
Jackson on Friday night went 1 for 4. He struck out 3 times. And then he took a 1 for 4 yesterday. 1-2. Just off the plate, 2-2. Tomas Nido is on deck, and the 2-2 pitch. Struck him out with a high fastball. 2 down for strikeout.
Set that high fastball up with off-speed stuff. Take a look at the high target, right to the glove. And Jackson, I mean, he's a good fastball hitter, but when you put him to sleep with a couple off-speed pitches, it makes that fastball faster.
Here's Nito. Did the catch in yesterday. Went 2 for 4. Had an RBI. Knocked one over the head of Slater in right field. And this is hit to Hansen. And Belt is going to hang on and make the play at first. Wait, does he save people throwing errors or what? 2-0 Mets.
You by Kona Brewing Company. Enjoy a Big Wave Golden Ale or Longboard Lager today.
Well, Giants fans, check out StubHub. It's got the best selection of 100% MLB verified tickets. Download the StubHub app today. The official partner of the San Francisco Giants is StubHub.
Here's Belt. It'll be Belt, Slater, and Hundley. Every once in a while, a ball player will have a game where the next day he doesn't want to look at the box score.
I had 117 of those days.
Well, Belt had one of those where he did not want to see the box score today.
No, 4 strikeout days. You want to forget those.
Hit the center field to Jackson. 1 out.
Speaking of Brandon Belt, let's take a look at the fine defensive play that he puts on and saves Alan Hansen an error. I mean, he's got to go down to his knees and then extend out and figure out a way to put it in the sweet spot, and indeed he does.
So here's Slater. Slater 1 for 2 lifetime against Syndergaard. And he takes a pitch down and in for a ball, 1-0. Hundley on deck. Almost in the same spot, but a little lower. So that makes it 2 balls and no strikes. Healthy swing and a foul, and that's going to jump back over the backstop. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. And the 2-1 pitch. And Slater cannot hold up. It's 2-2.
Well, the first time you see Syndergaard's breaking ball, you saw, I mean, he's got a high velocity everything. And a high velocity curveball is, you can look foolish on it the first time you see it. And that was Slater's first time. Good news, it was only the second strike.
That's a pretty good pitch. It's 3-2.
Now he comes at you with 98-mile-an-hour two-seam movement. When he got to the big leagues, he didn't even know what a two-seam fastball was. I mean, he was a four-seam guy. But he's learned that up here, and it's been a good weapon for him. It's a different pitch at that velocity.
Slater stays alive. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes.
And that was a 93-mile-an-hour slider. You saw the location of it on a 3-2 count. It was perfect. Knee-high outside corner.
First base runner for the Giants is a walk to Austin Slater. Stream the Giants on the go. This season, once again, you can stream every NBC Sports Bay Area broadcast on your desktop or mobile device. Giants game streamed on the go on the NBC Sports app. Here's Hundley. Hundley at 232. Chases that first fastball he sees, and it's no balls and 1 strike. Shaw is on deck. On the inside corner, it's 0-2. Hey, Specs has arrived. Shelby Tomlinson is here.
Great to see him back.
Yeah.
Good player.
He is a good player.
Just keep getting rid of those options.
Hundley, little flip job down the right field line, and this is foul.
Hey, Keith Hernandez is here.
He is. Yep, he's looking good. He does his broadcasting from the bleachers.
Keith Hernandez from the Bay Area. Had a great career. There's Keith Hernandez. Gary Cohen, his partner. They're a great broadcast team. They really do a good show.
Runner goes. Hundley, little dribbler, foul as Slater does a belly flop as he goes into second.
Just go down there and get your uniform dirty, if nothing else.
On the ground to third. Around the horn. And that will end the inning. After 2, it's 2-0 New York.
you by Toyota, designed for the grind that comes through every time. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places.
It's a 2-0 ball game with the Mets on top. Chris Stratton will go after Syndergaard, Rosario, and then Jeff McNeil. A Michael Conforto home run is the difference in the game. So Syndergaard steps up. And the first pitch is down low. Syndergaard is a hitter this year. He's 5 for 36. And it's 2-0.
Yeah, it happens. The last thing they tell you when you're going out there and you know a pitcher's going to face you, they'll say, hey, that guy's a good hitter. So in the back of your mind, you're thinking, all right, this guy's a good hitting pitcher. Well, he's hitting 139. Make good pitches, good locations.
Belt's got it to his right. As Syndergaard hit that ball hard.
Well, Stratton's a little ticked off that he got behind the count 2-0 because he was nibbling. Hey, the captain and this crew is here.
Yep.
How do you pronounce that?
Eye chart.
Eye chart.
Here's Rosario, who rolled out to panic to open up the ball game, and he takes a strike.
I'm afraid if I tried, I'd get fired.
No, don't try. And the strike gets 0-2. A little nub job off the end of the bat, and it stays at no balls and 2 strikes.
Good 0-2 curveball right there.
Yeah, almost a swing, but not quite.
Think about Stratton's curveball. That's a big one. I mean, because of the high 3/4 release that he has, I mean, he gets a real good tilt on it. It's a good one to start off low and have it bounce to the dirt. It's a lot of strikeouts with that pitch.
So it's 2-2. 31 pitches thrown by Stratton. More work for Hansen. Rosario runs well. 2 down.
More work for Brandon Belt. I mean, if you're an infield, you throw a ball in the dirt. Not a big deal. You make a correction. Now all of a sudden you throw in 2 in the dirt. What are you thinking?
Well, the first play was one where he just had to get rid of it. This one can concern you a little bit. But look, Hansen doesn't have a great arm. Just has to rely on getting rid of it quickly. Look out. Ugly finder and hit 4 Mets.
Well, that's not a good sign. Kind of rattled down the bench. They've got more than 4. But it is a pure source of entertainment. As long as everybody's all right. It's one of those things. It's like, okay, is everybody all right? Now you can horse laugh whoever you got.
Absolutely. Foul back. Jay Bruce is on deck, and he's going to hit. I think McNeil, just don't throw him anything down and in.
Well, he's feisty. And talking with Keith Hernandez before the game today, he says the Mets have found their shortstop second base combination for next year. They like Rosario and they like McNeil, and McNeil is feisty. I think he's got a high baseball IQ, competes well, and that at bat kind of proved that. He competes.
Jay Bruce bounced out to Belt. And that pitch runs inside for a ball, 1-0.
Multitasking, keeping everybody happy, in balance.
Jay Bruce with a high pop-up, and it's going to be Blanco in front of Shaw to end the inning. Good luck, Dad.
Yeah,
He couldn't be happier.
Brought to you by Cresco, your #1 choice for tool and equipment rental, with 19 stores to serve you in Northern California.
2-0 New York. Chris Shaw getting ready to hit. And then Hansen, and then Stratton. Shaw's been thinking about a fastball since he got here, and he sees a breaking ball. He might see another one.
24 home runs in Sacramento this year. He's got good power.
Still hasn't seen a fastball.
Curveball, changeup. It's amazing how you would set up, or feel like you'd have to set up a 99-mile-an-hour fastball, but it's set up with the changeup and the curveball.
Well, whoever told him look for a fastball was lying to him.
That's exactly right. 3 pitches. He goes curveball, changeup, slider.
It's his family. We met them all. They all came up to the broadcast booth.
So they'll wait patiently for his next at bat.
Here's Hansen. Hansen with a line drive to right, and it gets by Nimmo, and Hansen's off to the races. He hits the bag at second. He is headed to third. He's gonna put on the brakes. Yeah. thanks to Nimmo diving, the crowd got into it.
Well, you always hope your offense can get the crowd into it early. And they've been sitting on their hands here for the last 2 1/3 innings.
I'm calling squeeze here.
Well, let's take a look at the swing of the bat. There's the fastball that Chris Shaw was looking for. Hansen got it, first hit for the Giants, and now once he goes to the wall, get a chance to see him long stride to third. If you're going to put on a squeeze, you've got to have a good, solid belief in the guy in the batter's box that he's going to make contact on the butt. And here's that ball just under the glove of Nimmo from Alan Hansen.
It's interesting watching Frazier hold on Hansen. He's holding him on like you would if you're at first base. Out of play.
But you think about it, I mean, Chris Stratton, because he's not a great hitter, is still a threat to bunt with 2 strikes. So Frazier over there holding him on. I don't know. I've never seen that before. I think he's worried about him stealing home.
And Stratton stays alive.
If he could put the ball in play to the middle of the infield on the ground to a shortstop, second baseman, that's an RBI.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're not playing in. Well, look, they got a 2-run lead. I guess that's
Anything that goes here or here on the ground, Giants will score.
I think they're pretty sure that Syndergaard's going to strike him out.
I think you're absolutely right. I think that's what their thought pattern is.
Instead, here's the throw home, not in time. Best at bat of the game.
That's his best at bat of the year. That was a good one. And he did it a 2-strike count. Away to Chris Stratton. That's a hero's welcome right there.
Here's Blanco, who popped out, saw 1 pitch in the first inning. And Gregor shows bunt, and he takes low. 1 ball and no strikes. Trying to figure out, what do you think this little one's color of her hair is going to be?
Yeah, I think she's going to be a redhead.
1 ball and 1 strike.
That's all right. She'll be happy about that hat later.
Yeah. I'd be ticked off if I had to wear that hat too.
Well,
It's just not a good looking hat. I'm sorry.
it's just like 2 sizes too small. That's all.
One and one to Blanco. Blanco foul. Breaks his bat. Dodgers and D-backs are underway in LA, and so are the Padres and the Rockies.
Padres have played the Rockies tough down there in San Diego.
The Rockies jumped out to a 1-0 lead. I just looked, it's 2-1 San Diego.
Yeah, she's going to be proud of that red hair someday.
Oh, goodness. Foul again.
Ball dude getting some work down there.
Yeah, ball dude not paying attention, basically.
Don Stahlhut. Come on, Don. Let's go.
Don. Oh, my goodness.
Yep. It's hard to get his dauber down.
It is. 2-2. Panic is on deck. Go with a good healthy rip.
He's having good at bat. Oh yeah. She's doing the floss. Got the dance down. Oh yeah. She's a handful, that one.
2-2. 3-2.
You got to have some guts to take that pitch. Just about 3 inches off the plate away.
That's
95 mile an hour
you
cut.
can't hit it, so you might as well take it.
Yeah, but that's nasty.
And Grigor goes around on a high fastball. And that'll end the inning. Giants on the board. It's 2-1 New York.
Yesterday, Derek Holland, 6 solid innings. He gave up a run on 4 hits, 3 strikeouts. His last 7 starts, Derek Holland, 2-0 with a 2.56 ERA. He has been incredibly consistent. That's our smart play, brought to you by Northern California Ford dealers.
Frazier takes a strike. Frazier doubled in the second. He was on base when Michael Conforto hit the home run.
Stratton's going, where is that? Change up, just missed a bit inside. By a whole bunch.
Well, I had it as a strike, by the way.
I had it as a strike.
2 balls and 1 strike.
Well, that's Kerwin Danley. I mean, it's a narrow zone, but to his credit, it's a consistent zone. He will get some width on the first base side. That man making a play.
Lifted out into center field for Gregor Blanco, who now comes in. Well, come fly with Alaska Airlines to over 115 destinations. Giants will take on the Rockies. And on Saturday the 15th, the first 40,000 fans are going to receive an Alaskan Airlines 2-for-1 voucher. And you can buy directly from the Giants at sfgiants.com.
His first pitch curveball, remember it was a fastball down around the knees that Conforto hit over the wall in center field. And he tries to cut him in on the hands. Guy hits a home run against, especially if it's to center field. He has your attention. Take a look at the location. I mean, he was just above the knees out over the middle. 108 miles per hour, hit at 432 feet. That's a big fella home run.
That is a strike. It's 3-1.
Low and tight. I don't see too many belt high strikes with Kerwin Danley.
And the payoff. Here it is. Hit foul. Hansen on the backhand. And he'll throw him out. Nice play. Taking a page out of Brandon Crawford's book.
Oh, he really did. And that's a high backhander. And that really was a wrestling match. That ball was scalded. Top spin, one hop, just nastiness. Once he got that ball in his glove, I mean, he had all the time in the world because of how hard it was hit. Nicely done. It's the high backhander we're talking about.
Here's Nimmo. Nimmo bounced out to Longoria. This one's late, and it's 0-2. Some Mets fans got it.
Seen a lot of Mets fans here over the weekend. They travel well. Plus, there's a lot of transplanted New Yorkers here in the Bay Area. Kept their allegiance to their clubs.
Two and two. Everybody straight up. It's almost unusual to see it that way. Hansen's got another tough play, and he's going to make it. It's Hansen's afternoon today. Here's the high backhander, and he throws him out.
The Giants got in exchange for the Andrew McCutchen trade from the Yankees. They got 2 young prospects, and I got a scouting report from the Giants GM Bobby Evans. They got Juan De Paula, 20-year-old from the Dominican Republic. He's a good-sized starting pitcher with a plus fastball, a solid breaking ball, and a changeup. They also got infielder Aviatal Avelino. Now, he is a utility infielder. He's 23 years old, also from the DR. He's got plus speed, a good arm, very athletic. He joined the AAA team, gentlemen. He played last night at shortstop, went 2 for 5, 2 singles, and an RBI. Dwayne?
All right. Good stuff from Amy G. Doing her scouting. On the ground to deep second, and McNeil will throw out his opposite number.
Well, we have to ask you, how far would you go for a Togo? Brought to you by Togo's Pretzel Ramen and Evan Longoria. Yesterday, he had a solo shot off of Steven Matz. Exit velocity 103 miles per hour, hit at 387 feet. And for Longoria this season against Matz, 2 for 5 with 2 home runs. 4th home run at AT&T Park this season, and the first since April 29th.
Yeah, we thought that was going to be the final score. On the ground, a little number, and it finds a hole into right field. Longoria will be very pleased with that base hit, because that's going to bring up Brandon Belt. Belt didn't waste any time as he put the ball in play and hit a fly ball to center field in the second.
I think you're going to see him be aggressive early in the count. This at bat too.
You're right.
Annabelle is showing signs of coming out of his slump. Was that one of your philosophies when you were in a bit of a funk, to try and stay away from the 2-strike count?
Well, especially against this guy. This guy puts you in a slump if he gets out in front of you.
Thought his glove. There's his reward. And a bit. Rawlings guy.
Belt takes low, 1 ball and 1 strike.
I mean, you're looking at a 90-mile-an-hour changeup, and we've seen changeups from Syndergaard today at 92. And why is that a big deal? Well, that's been Stratton's fastball velocity. And you know, nobody has to apologize throwing 92. But that just gives you an idea of the stuff that Syndergaard has. He's 6'6", 240, and he throws like a guy 6'6", 240. Should.
Longoria gets back. Two and 1. 2 and 2. Longoria with a 1-out single. He's at first. Got him. 4th strikeout. Here's Slater. Slater drew a walk in the second. Giants will leave after the game. They have a day game tomorrow. in Denver. The Mets will leave after the game, and they'll have a late afternoon game in Los Angeles against the Dodgers. Out of play. Dodgers have to be pretty pleased with how this worked out. They're going to see DeGrom, but they won't see Syndergaard. If you can miss one of those guys in a 3-game series, then you're doing okay.
Yeah. Well, you just have to deal with Wheeler and Matz. Giants were impressed with Matz yesterday. He struck out 11 of them.
In tight. No swing. 1 ball and 1 strike. The Diamondbacks lost a very tough one last night. They don't usually lose games when they have a 2-0 lead in the 8th.
Yeah, Matt Kemp, 3-run homer in the 8th was the difference in that game.
Archie Bradley. Up the middle, near the bag. And Rosario's going to throw him out, and that'll end the inning. No runs, a hit, 1 left. 5th inning coming up. It's 2-1 New York.
Last night, Cal League, Modesto Nuts taking on the San Jose Giants. Bottom of the ninth, Giants down by 3, bases loaded, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And outfielder Janeshwi Fargas hit a walk-off grand slam. The Giants won the ball game 9-8. Fargas went 3 for 5 with a home run, triple, a double, 5 RBIs. He leads the Cal League this season with 45 stolen bases. Drafted in 2013, an 11th round pick, Janeshwi Fargas is the name you need to think about.
Here's Jackson, who takes a strike. Jackson struck out in the 2nd. In the dirt to even the count.
It's pretty cool, though. I mean, you're down an A ball and you have a game that the next day they're talking about you at the big leagues.
I guess walk-off grand slams will do that. Jackson into right center field towards Triple's alley, and Blanco's going to dive, and he's going to make the catch. Nice play, Gregor Blanco. See him do that all the time.
Yeah, I think these are fun plays for Gregor Blanco. He likes to get dirty, and one thing we found out about him over the years is grass stains do not scare him. Just kind of drifted on over at the last minute. High backhander, belly flap for style points.
You did notice he's covering that area that's a different shade.
That's his area.
As Nimmo takes low, 1 ball and no strikes. I beg your pardon, Nido. Tomas Nido bounced out to short. And he rolls this one to Longoria, who hangs in there with a tricky hop. And Nido's retired.
Now let's take a look one more time at the defensive play from Grego Blanco, who has thrilled us many times over the years.
Even one time in Kansas City in the 7th game of the World Series.
What's the thrill a minute? Just to put a little more drama on the 7th game of the World Series.
And 4 broadcasters barfed in the 9th inning at the same time.
Yeah. We were starting to think evil thoughts.
Good rip by Syndergaard, who hit a sharp ground ball to Belt in the 3rd inning. One and two. And he got him, and that's his 2nd strikeout in a 1-2 inning. Now for the Giants, it'll be Hundley, Shaw, and Hanson. Sports Bay Area, home of the authentic fan. Take a peek at some of our fans around the ballpark. We've got panda hats, we've got giraffe hats, we've got the Shaw family who are here from Boston, who's going to watch their kid hit 2nd this inning. So we mentioned that whole group in our booth today, and Mike and I use the standard line with always directing what we're going to say at the mom, that their son's language just atrocious. And it always never disappoints a strong reaction from mom, especially when you say the word is that language he learned a lot from you.
They bite every time, and
Mrs. Shaw bit.
She bit. They were really a great group. They were very excited.
Circle the whole row, Mike.
All right, here we go. There's the Shaw family.
Every last one of them.
Party of 12 all flew out together.
Andy Baggerly wrote something in The Athletic the other day that I don't think many Giants fans know, and they should know, that the Giants paid for this trip for them. Tickets, flights, and hotel rooms. Good for them. That's a great policy. Into the left center field. It's going to hang up as Jackson puts it away.
They kind of hit that ball hard. That's the one thing about Syndergaard. I mean, he is going to supply some power. If you can barrel him up, you're going to get some extra carry because of his velocity.
So the Shaw family's going to watch their kid, whose language, by the way, is not an issue.
Yeah, we were just kidding.
Struck out in the third inning. And he breaks his bat and he lifts a fly ball to right. And it'll be Nimmo who puts it away.
All right. Clap. We have contact. But that was a big league saw him off right there. Syndergaard exploded that bat with a well-placed fastball in on the hands.
Here's Hansen. Hansen tripled in the third. 2 outs. A line drive and a fly ball to right. And here's Hansen. Hansen trying to get on base, get the pitcher up here in the 5th. And he'll chase, and it's 0-2. The hit by Hansen broke an 0 for 18 for Hansen.
Yeah, you get to around 0 for 18, you start talking to yourself.
You do. You absolutely do. Strikeout number 5, and that's going to end the inning. Onward we go to the 6th. It remains 2-1 New York.
The Shaw family, and you guys have a huge contingent with you all the way from Boston. Mama Karen, Papa Doug, tell us a little bit about your trip out here, getting the news from Chris, and how hectic the last few days have been.
It's been crazy. So Chris called us about 11:45 on Friday. I was shopping with my mom and my sister, and I started crying in the store. And from there, it's just been a kind of crazy whirlwind. Chris called Doug right after. He tried to do a conference call so we could do it together. He's like, Mom, is Dad with you? And I said, no, honey, he's at work. So, and then we got on the very first flight we could come out on. We were able to see his first RBI from the plane, and we erupted on the plane. We looked like fools, but we were all happy. So.
not looking like fools at all. Just so fun to watch and see the families enjoy this moment because of all the time that everybody has put in here. His brothers here, his girlfriends here. And what can you say about the journey as a family? Dad, I'll give it to you, and just what this moment means and how long it's taken to get here, but also probably how quick it's gone.
Yeah, it's been he's been playing baseball since we can remember, and so much hard work, so much time by everyone, and we're here. Like you said, it's flown by, and we pinch ourselves that we're here now. We're so excited. It's awesome.
If you can't hear that amazing accent, it's from Boston. It's one of my favorites. I love it. And you came all the way over here. And Karen and I chatted a little bit before we went on about the pressure of the game. And it's not just on the player. It's on Mama. You can see some tears in her eyes. What can you share with any moms watching this whose son has said, I want to be a big leaguer when I grow up, and what you go through?
Well, I think from day one with Chris, he was just so into it, and he gave so much to get here. He wanted nothing more than to be out on that field, and he missed parties and dances and everything else because he was so committed. And as a family, we just let him do what he wanted to do. And I mean, I have goosebumps, and I'm about to cry, but it's been amazing.
Dad, what is it like to watch your child's dream come true?
I'm just so happy for him, and like I said, the reality hasn't set in yet, but here we are. I'm looking at him out in left field. He looks great, and we're so proud. Yeah.
I hope you have Kleenex for Mama. She needs it. All right. Thank you, Shaw family. They're all here. Dwayne and Mike, let's get it to you.
All right. Hansen makes another great play.
Oh, he is putting on a clinic today defensively.
Here's McNeil, who takes low.
And as good as Hansen has been, I mean, Brandon Belt has matched him.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's made some incredible picks over at first base, digging balls out of the dirt.
So panic on to Belt. Plus, if you're Hansen, you're starting to think, I don't care where I throw it. Belt is going to catch it.
Well, here's what we're talking about, and Rosario runs well. And I didn't think that Belt had kept his foot on the base. The Mets looked a long time.
I don't know, I might have challenged that one.
I know. Bruce Dreckman made the call at first base, but the Mets waved it off.
You really don't have anything to lose, right? It's a sixth inning.
Yeah.
Maybe the Mets really want to do the pace of the game thing. Keep it moving.
Okay.
1 ball and 1 strike.
They don't want to ice their starter down.
Yeah, they asked Syndergaard, do you want to take a look at that? No. I want to get back out there.
Stratton has gotten 11 ground ball outs today.
Close, 2-2.
Now he wrapped around that corner with a breaking ball for 1 strike, tried to go back out there again.
Well into center field, but Blanco. And as he coasts onto the warning track, he makes the catch. Stratton's going to lead things off. It's 2-1 New York. Watch Alan Hansen as he fakes to Todd Frazier that he's got the ball, and the ball actually went into center field, and then keeping him at second. Hansen only really had one play, and that was to see if he could get Frazier rounding the bag, and that's exactly what Frazier did. And it's been a nice string of games for Alan Hansen at short. Here it's 2-1. Hunter Pence is hitting, in case you didn't know.
Another solid 6 innings from Chris Stratton.
Pence looks at a breaking ball. Plus, Stratton's got the only RBI in the game for the Giants. Pence takes low.
Ray Black stretching it out. He will pitch the top of the 7th.
Pence takes outside. Pence has got a little history with Syndergaard. 1 for 8. A home run.
Chris Stratton, 3 hits allowed, 6 innings, no walks.
Pence just out in front of that breaking ball. It's 2-2. Gregor Blanco on deck, and then panic. On the ground, foul to Ron Wotus.
Sweet hands, Ron Wotus. Ever since he made that one error, I mean, he's been picking everything.
Yeah, he was a little sensitive about that one error.
He was. Let's go on, Ronnie Woe. Had a babe.
Tap foul. What we used to say, the Cubs have their Ronnie Woo Woo, and we got our Ronnie Wo Wo.
That's right. Ronnie Woo Woo is the famous bleacher bum, kind of a mascot, and has made a living being a kind of a cheerleader. He has his unique style.
He wears the full-length Cubs uniform.
Yeah, and he hires out in the offseason. I mean, he's invited to parties.
Pence gets jammed and stays alive. I don't think Ronnie Wo Wo does that in the offseason.
No.
Although he is the life of the party.
Always.
You know that. The line for Stratton. So Pence goes around after a long battle.
Well, the Braves are coming to San Francisco next homestand Monday, September 10th through September 12th. And it's your chance to see Ronald Acuna and Freddie Freeman and others at all. Monday, Tuesday, 7:15 games. Wednesday at 12:45 start. You can buy directly from Giants at sfgiants.com should you need tickets. Come on out. We'd love to have you.
Blanco is 0 for 2. And here he takes a breaking ball for a strike. Panic on deck, and a bouncing ball foul. It's 0-2.
Up close. Don Stallhut. In good intention, though. Yep, like feeding the koi in the koi pond.
Blanco down the left field line, and it's a foul ball. Ron Wotus made a motion to Bruce Bochy that yes, it was foul.
Well, Bruce Bochy was watching the reaction of Gregor Blanco. Blanco, they had left the box. He's thinking that's fair. Wound up being fouled by about 1.5 feet. Maybe more.
So it stays 0-2. Jay Bruce on the one hop. Nice at bat from Gregor Blanco.
He's had good at bats all day, but you wouldn't know it if you look at the box score. Nice Sunday crowd on hand. It's the last Sunday of the year that the Major League Baseball will not have to share a Sunday with the NFL.
Panic is rolled out to McNeil at second twice. On the ground to Bruce. And that'll end the inning. New pitcher coming in for the Giants. 2-1 New York. Syndergaard, Stratton, both very good. Stratton out of the game. Syndergaard still in the game. 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, and he's only allowed a couple of hits. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair experts.
So Giants welcome back Ray Black, the hard-throwing right-hander. We saw him the first time, but we were really impressed with the velocity of his fastball. Mid to high 90s, more highs than mids, with a good curveball slider combination. 22 strikeouts in 15 2/3.
All right, Mom. That little guy will wave all afternoon. Except he's going to have the big sippy going.
This would be a good matchup right here. Todd Frazier's a good fastball hitter. And Ray Black, he's got a good fastball.
Two and 0. There's a strike as he took a little off.
Easy 98. I mean, if you like fastballs, this is the place to be today.
Yeah, exactly.
Syndergaard, Ray Black.
Down the left field line, a fair ball.
Well, Xfinity X1 customers say, show me the San Francisco Giants into your X1 voice remote. Get live stats on your TV. Change the way you experience TV with Xfinity X1.
Todd Frazier, not that impressed with 98.
No, he's a good fastball hitter. Todd Frazier, who played in the Little League World Series. He was on a team that won it all. And he was the guy.
And Fordo takes a breaking ball. Homered in the second inning, and then Hansen took a hit away from him at short in the fourth.
Hey, Doc Gooden's here.
Up the middle, Hansen again, and they got him. Another great play by Alan Hansen. And on the play, Frazier goes to third.
Well, that's 6 assists now, and he's got to put out to go with it. I mean, I don't know if he's ever had this many opportunities to make great plays, and boy, one after another, he has picked it clean. 360s quickly to his feet. So in the end, it winds up being a productive out, but they don't get the RBI. That's a big play.
So Nimmo, who's bounced out twice, will hit with the infield in. And he gets jammed and he fouls it straight back. Yeah, I got this one. No balls and a strike. Outside and low to even the count. .100 inside, 2-1.
Yeah, let's see you do that, Noah Syndergaard.
Yeah, that's right. Two good ones right there.
Yeah. Both guys, well, 3 good ones.
3 good ones right there.
3 power arms that could control the corners.
Three and one. Black's got a better shot of striking out Jackson than he probably does Nimmo. And Jackson's on deck. So this doesn't have to be a strike.
But when you think of Ray Black, I mean, you're thinking he's a fly ball strikeout guy. I mean, and I think he's just kind of in the strikeout mode all the time. You carry his stuff like he has.
3-2.
So a 3-1 slider. But the point being is he can stay in the corners. Like, that's a good 3-1 pitch with an open base. And I agree, if you walk this guy, it's not the end of the world. You got 2 bases to play with. 7th inning, 1-run ball game. Syndergaard's throwing well. That's a big run out there at third base.
So a nice block by Hundley.
Well, looking ahead to the next homestand on Sunday, September 16th, it is Star Wars Day. The first 20,000 fans will receive a Millennium Falcon cap presented by Smartwater. You can buy directly if you need tickets Go to sfgiants.com. Buy direct from the Giants.
Jackson is 0 for 2, and there's a high fastball, 1 ball and no strikes.
I think Nick Hundley is sensing a little bit of an overthrow there from Ray Black. He starts muscling up and misses high and into a righty or just up out of the strike zone badly, and you're thinking that front shoulder's flying, and he's dragging that arm, trying to throw it too hard.
Affelt used to say, snap the towel.
Well, that's how he would get right. It is a difficult thing when you're a bullpen guy to find time to go out and work on your mechanics if you're screwed up, because you can't throw a lot before the game. You may need to pitch in that game that night out of the pen. So Affelt's resolve was get on the mound, take a towel, and throw it, try and get that snap in the towel. You're not throwing a baseball, but you are getting your mechanics back. And once that wrist snap snaps the towel, you know you're back in your groove.
One ball and 1 strike. We'll see Affelt tomorrow. You will not be doing the games in Denver. Jeremy Affelt will take your place. Also in Milwaukee. Everybody wants to go to Milwaukee. It's always amazes me.
Well,
Brett Alexander said our fullest flight this year is the trip to Milwaukee. Around the horn. Can they do it? They do. We'll talk more about that when we come back.
It's brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. By Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com. By Xfinity. X1 will change the way you experience TV. And by Kelly Moore Paints. Go where the pros go. Kelly Moore, the painter's paint store.
It's a 2-1 lead for New York. It's time for Built for Baseball, brought to you by T-Mobile. We're going to highlight all the very nice plays that Alan Hansen has made this afternoon, and he's made a bunch of them. And one is a little bit different than the other, including this one hit up the middle to get a speedy runner. And that's Hansen's afternoon after playing a really nice ball game defensively yesterday. So now the Giants will have Bell to lead things off. Actually, it'll be Longoria, then Belt, then Slater.
Giants need to get Syndergaard back in the stretch. He has been in a nice rhythm here. As he has retired 8 in a row. The last hit came in the 4th inning, a 1-out single by Longoria.
So Longoria.
San Francisco Spirit is here with a good crowd.
Good crowd.
Out on the Spirit deck.
The Cove busy today. I guess why wouldn't it be, right?
Gorgeous day.
Longoria's base hit in the 4th was a little ground ball through the right side. Belt on deck. And then Slater. Swinging a fly ball center field. But Jackson is going to drift back. And now on the track, he makes the catch. MLB at Bat is your #1 Giants app. Get Giants home screen icons such as MLB.tv, the game of the day, pitch tracking, and a whole lot more. Download MLB at Bat today. Here's Belt. Belt takes a strike. He hit a fly ball to center field in the 2nd, and he struck out in the 4th.
That was pitch number 76 for Syndergaard. Pitch count not an issue. What's hard to believe is you look at his lifetime stats, he's never had a complete game.
Well, he's working on one here today. A quick 0-2 to Brandon Belt. Hit on the ground. Bruce threw that one past Syndergaard. Backing up was the catcher, Nito. That looked like an outfielder throwing to a pitcher covering first.
Well, and really we have to explain that too. I mean, Bruce didn't really have great footwork. I mean, he kind of turned the wrong way on it, and because of that, he had a stride step that was really way away from his target. So he winds up trying to sling a sidearm throw to Syndergaard, and that's just not an easy thing to do when a guy's on the run. You got to lead him perfectly. So, not the proper footwork, and the Giants catch a break because of it.
Here's Slater.
And Bruce is normally an outfielder.
Slater takes inside.
But good fundamentals from Tomas Nito right there to back it up.
He almost got Belt. All you have to do is flinch towards second, and they can come back and throw you out. Sometimes all you have to do is think about going to second, and they'll throw you out.
If you even look towards second.
Not quite sure what we're waiting on. So 1-0 to Slater. Belt with his lead. It's not a big one. And that pitch is outside. I had it as a strike, but I think it was away from the target.
Well, that's how Nito caught it too. They did set an inside target. Once you go out past your shin guard to catch a ball, even if it's in the strike zone that we see on TV. Remember, the umpire doesn't have the luxury of that little box out there in front of home plate. But I agree with you. I thought it was in the zone.
So Slater gets a 2-1 fastball and he fouls it back.
When you have a guy throwing high velocity, I mean, it's hard to have perfect technique as a catcher. I mean, it's not that easy to catch 98, 99 mile an hour fastballs, especially if they go outside your knees. You got to extend on a backhand across the plate. That's a tough play.
2-2.
Slater was not looking for a 91 mile an hour slider.
Belt with his lead. On the ground, foul. Dyson watching in the bullpen. That's the pitch that Slater likes, because that's the pitch he drives to right field.
Two strikes. Be quick, protect. Talk about the power that Syndergaard will supply for you, just because of the velocity of that big fastball.
And he stays alive.
I mean, he's fighting off some fuzz right now. I mean, that's nastiness. 92 mile an hour cut, just starting on the outside corner, then falling off the plate away. I mean, that's a perfect pitch from Syndergaard's perspective. Pitch number 8 coming up. Haven't been that many at bats like this against Syndergaard today with his pitch count at 85.
Belt goes, and a swing and a miss. And Belt with a steal. That's his 3rd of the year.
Well, check out the happy hour weeknights. Greg Papa, Ray Ratto, and Kelly Johnson will bring you the happy hour on NBC Sports Bay Area and NBCSportsBayArea.com. Also available, you can listen live as a podcast on NBCSportsBayArea.com.
Well, here's Hundley, who has hit one of the hardest balls of the afternoon, only to have it run down by Austin Jackson. So he's got a shot to tie the game. On the ground to 3rd. And that'll end the inning. 8th inning coming up. It remains 2-1 New York.
Probable starters in Colorado. Last 2 starts for Madison Bumgarner and Tyler Anderson. Well, Bumgarner 1-0 with an ERA of 0.60. Tyler Anderson has been in a slump with an ERA of 12.86.
It's a 2-1 lead for New York. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair experts.
So Sam Dyson going to make appearance number 66. 3-3 on the year. He's got 3 saves, 50 strikeouts against 17 walks. The high velocity sinker ball specialist checking in here in the 8th inning.
Oh yeah, man's best friend. Here's Nido against Dyson. 8th inning. And a strike in the outside corner. Syndergaard is on deck. And a base hit. I did that yesterday. Pitch out over the plate. All right, let's check in with Amy G.
All right, guys, time for our Ask Amy G segment. Today's question from authentic fan Tina Howlett. Here's what she wants to know. What are the origins of the K when there's a strikeout? Also, where can I buy one? All right, Tina, I did a little research for you. So when the scoring system was created, the word strike was too long. The letter S was already designated to represent sacrifice, so the letter K was then the most prominent letter in the word strike, so it was chosen. For those of you learning to score, a forward K means a strikeout swinging, a backwards K, a strikeout looking. And you can buy a K that they use out in the right field wall from the clubhouse store here at the park. They sell game used items. If you have a question, tweet me at AmyGGiants, hashtag AskAmyG. Dwayne?
All right. Good. Sound explanation. The Syndergaard shows bunt. Pulls the bat back and a swing and a miss. But can you buy the rubber chickens that they used to hang up when they walked bonds intentionally?
Well, you absolutely can do that, but you have to go to Mario Aliotta. He has a garage sale twice a month, and he's got a garage full of them. So
we're in his trunk.
And he will drive and meet you.
Here's the 0-1 and a bunt and a hard bunt, and Dyson thought about it, but he gets the out at first. That ball almost squirted in between Dyson and Belt, and you'll see that happen once in a while if it's bunted fairly hard.
I mean, you want to be aggressive defensively, but you can overrun a bunt.
Max Muncy in LA homered a couple of innings ago, and the Dodgers are leading the D-backs 1-0. That game is in the 6th. On the ground in the hole, a base hit. Having to freeze on the play was Nido. So the Giants are back in this spot again, where they're facing the Mets with runners at first and third.
Well, this is going to be a little trickier to turn a double play. Not that Sam Dyson can't get it. I mean, he's a ground ball machine when he's got that sinker ball working. But Jeff McNeil, the batter, I mean, he runs very well. Not an easy guy to get a double play out of.
McNeil is 1 for 3. His last at bat, he rolled out to Panic. There's a pitch that comes back a little bit. It's 0-1.
That's the side of the strike zone, first base side, that you get a little width. But you got to be careful about down and in. We've already seen McNeil cover that area through this 3-game series pretty well. The thing is, you have Rosario, who's got 16 stolen bases on the year, and Sam Dyson does not hold runners on well. He's slow out of the stretch. Other than that, there's not much going on.
0-1. Runner goes. Pitch is low, and it'll be stolen base number 17 for Ahmed Rosario.
Big jump and a ball in the dirt. Really not a whole lot that Nick Hundley could do. But it definitely changes how you pitch to McNeil. For a sinker baller like Dyson, I mean, now it's nibble time. Try and make the perfect pitch. Start on a corner, let your movement take it out of the strike zone. If you walk him, who cares? You set the force back up.
Up the middle and a base hit. And with the speed of Rosario, that's going to score a pair, and it's now 4-1.
Yeah, that one hurts. And not even Alan Hansen, who's picked everything clean today, could get to that one.
And that's going to send a few folks to the exits. Here's Jay Bruce versus 0 for 3. And the Giants thought that maybe McNeil was going to take off.
Well, they always say, when is a good time to steal? Right after a pitch out. That's a great time to steal. Giants don't pitch out a whole lot. Rare that they'll ever pitch out 2 times in a row.
Tight, nice play by Hundley.
Now you can get in the go mode as a catcher where you're kind of thinking about, I got to be quick with my feet. I had a little bit of a lean to the left of Hundley. He's got to come all the way back across. That's a nice play, getting the glove on that one. Because your momentum was going the other way.
Pulled on the ground, foul. It's 2-1. Bruce goes around. It's 2-2.
Did he go? Absolutely.
Dyson gets the sign. Got him.
Took a little off that sinker. Take a look. Start it right on the inside corner and then look at the movement. Come all the way across the plate like a left-handed breaking ball.
Who's Frazier? Runner goes. Hundley's throw is going to be late. McNeil with his 4th steal of the year.
take a look at the jump, and it's just one thing that Sam Dyson cannot do is be quick. I mean, if he tries to be quick and slide steps, it messes up his mechanics. So he knows the deal. It's not like he hasn't been talked to, but he's tried, he's worked on it, it's just not comfortable for him. So he gets a little more deliberate with his motion. His unload time right around 1.5 seconds. And that's 0.25 seconds faster than the norm.
Towards the hole. Hansen on the backhand. He gets rid of it, and they got him. His belt, another stretch and another dig, and he's getting up slowly. He may have tweaked his back. So the Mets are not going to look at it. Hansen pulling off another play. Damage done. 2 runs for the Mets. It's 4-1. Syndergaard now will go after Shaw, Hansen, and then a pinch hitter. And we'll keep an eye on the Hansen family to see if they can, Shaw family, I beg your pardon, to see if they can rally him for his first major league hit.
Well, they're rooting as hard as they could possibly root.
He struck out and he's hit a fly ball to right. And here he gets a changeup and a swing. He's gonna miss. Oh, 2.
Giants break this homestand and head to Denver. We asked his family, are you going on to Denver? Well, his girlfriend and his mom are going. So he is going to, and she said, we're going to stick with him for a while.
Got him. So Shaw with his second strikeout.
Well, at the end of the inning, a stretch from Brandon Belt, and he did not look comfortable when he was getting up. Brilliant play again from Alan Hansen.
I said it was back. Could have been his foot. Hansen tripled in the 3rd, struck out in the 5th. Here he takes high.
Crossbody bullet. Digs a little short hopper out. I don't know.
foul. Syndergaard with 92 pitches. One and two. Two and two.
Lots of activity in the Mets bullpen. 95th pitch about to be thrown. Daniel Zamora and Drew Smith, those are your two relievers getting ready in their pen.
Well, if Syndergaard does not have a complete game in his career, isn't that what you said?
He doesn't.
Do you think you'd have to tackle you to get off the mound for the 9th inning?
Well, I mean, I think that's the greatest reward, to be able to finish a game.
A juggle, and they got him. Jay Brew's got a little in between hop. Giants will indeed take a look at it. Hansen doesn't think he was safe.
Well, I mean, that's a tie. I don't think that's going to get overruled. Giants are not going to contest.
Chase Darno is going to hit. Syndergaard's got 96 pitches. And a strike to Darno.
One of the few high strikes we've seen today.
So Darno step out, tighten up the batting gloves, make sure the Velcro works, and I'll get back in. Done a good job as a pinch hitter in his career. 0-2. Giants have 2 hits. In the game yesterday, they had 3. Outside, a fastball at, maybe not a fastball, is at 92. It's 1-2. Sounded like a fastball.
It's great when your slider sounds like a fastball.
That's true. And he got him, and that'll end the inning. It's 9 strikeouts for Syndergaard. 9th inning coming up.
authority of the San Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Francisco Giants Baseball Club, LLC.
Here's Ty Block to Michael Conforto, and there's a called strike. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair experts.
Game number 41 for Ty Block. Solid season. You consider what he's been asked to do. He's been asked to start, pitch out of the bullpen on a number of different capacities.
Foul back. It's 1-2.
Ty Block going to be happy to get on the plane when the Giants head out of town. He's going back home to Denver.
Going home. Got him.
Plus, going to Denver for you, that means that's 3 days closer to Milwaukee, where you get to go home.
No, you didn't want to talk about Milwaukee's.
Still too early?
No, you didn't want to talk about Milwaukee.
I love that town. That's a good town. I love them all. They're all good towns.
The other guy going home is Melanson.
Back to Denver.
Nimmo takes a ball, 2 balls and no strikes. The Giants will be going to 2 towns that are very much involved in the division race and wild card race. The Brewers are 5 back of the Cubs for the lead in the National League Central. In the wild card, however, they're the second team. The Cardinals and the Brewers are the 2 teams right now, if the playoffs started, would be in the wild card. There's a walk. The Rockies, coming into today, are a half a game back of Arizona and the Dodgers for the lead in the West. And they're in a game and a half back of Milwaukee for the second spot, wild card spot. So 2 teams, a lot to play for, which means you're going to get 6 highly competitive games, and you better be on your game. Otherwise, you got to be careful.
Got to be careful. Colorado, by the way, has come back in that game against San Diego. They're now leading 6-3 in the 7th.
Hit out into right center field for Slater. And Slater, way out in Triples Alley, makes the catch. Gregor Blanco took a hit away from Jackson in the 5th.
Now this is a nice play. Jackson's been peppering that right center field gap of Triples Alley, and he's got nothing to show for it.
Here's Nido, Tomas Nido, who picked up a base hit in the 8th inning and eventually scored. Out of play, 0-2. It doesn't appear that anyone is going to be coming out of the Mets bullpen.
So, Syndergaard will have a chance to go out there and try and finish this on his own. He certainly has earned that right today.
Which I would be disappointed if they would have taken him out. Hit into right center field. Slater makes a headlong diving catch. And that is going to end the inning. Nice play.
Yeah, nice play indeed. Comes in, goes to his knees, little belly slide for style points. We'll go to the ninth.
And Rockies in Denver. Pregame live will start at 11. We'll have the game for you right at noon. Also streaming live on the NBC Sports app. You'll see it on NBC Sports Bay Area. So Syndergaard goes out to pitch the ninth, and it'll be Gregor Blanco who's going to hit first.
81st start in his career today. It's the most in Mets history by any pitcher who has never thrown a complete game, and he's going to try and do that right now. But I have to believe anybody gets on base here, and you'll see the Mets go to the pen.
Blanco's had good at bats. Here he takes a pitch low. And he bunts this foul. That's the first bunt in the history of this ballpark that's come to our level.
Well, we talk about the power that Syndergaard can put on a fastball, and you can see some strange things, and we just did.
A bunt to the level right below us. Here's the 1-1. The 1-2.
90-mile-an-hour changeup. You say that, people will raise an eyebrow like, yeah, right.
We saw it first with Jason Schmidt.
Yep.
And Blanco takes a rip.
Jason Schmidt, one of the best changeups we ever saw.
Yeah, and we didn't even know he had it when he got traded.
He didn't even know he had it.
I know. Blanco on the ground, foul.
We talk about the at-bats that Blanco has had against Syndergaard today. I mean, he's got a pop out, a strikeout, and a ground out. It doesn't sound like his at-bats have been that great, but they really have. Chris Shaw pondering. He's getting 0 for 3 today with a couple of strikeouts.
Got him. 10 strikeouts for Syndergaard.
So he goes front door sink at 99 and gets the call.
Joe Panik is 0 for 3, 3 ground balls. And he looks at a strike.
Syndergaard still using all his pitches. That's something he established early on in this game. I mean, he has just been a very steady rhythm all day long, and he's had full use of all of his stuff.
Here's the 1-1 pitch to Joe Panik. And Panik fouls it off the backstop. It's 1-2. Little pop up to left with Conforto coming in. 2 outs, an 0 for 4 day for Joe Panik. And here's Longoria. Longoria takes
a high strike.
A high strike.
Longoria immediately shaking his head. I don't.
Or put it another way, a strike that's high.
Or a strike that hasn't been called that often today, which is why Longoria was upset.
One ball, one strike. One and two.
The Mets as a team have one complete game, that one thrown by Jacob deGrom. And 81 starts into Syndergaard's career, he has never had one, and he's one strike away from one.
Got him, and that's the ball game. He finishes up with 11 strikeouts and a complete game. And he misses a shutout only because Chris Stratton came up with a beautiful at bat on a sacrifice fly. Nice outing by Noah Syndergaard, who you come really to expect it.
Well, and he ties his season high in strikeouts too, so it absolutely was a dominant performance from Syndergaard. So the Giants win 2 of the 3 series that they have here at home, and now they head out on the road. And it kind of negates a nice throwing effort by Chris Stratton today, but he just got outpitched by this guy.
So the Giants go 5-4 on the homestand, and this afternoon they lose by a score of 4-1. Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned for Giants postgame live. It's presented by Toyota, and it starts right now.